Hi, it's Imogen Lamport from Inside Out Style. Recently, I was thinking a bit about my childhood and growing up, and how a lot of the clothes I had when I was young were hand-me-downs. Many of them were from my brother, my older brother, who was 2 years older than me, and an awful lot of it was 1970s brown and bottle green, and not really my style or taste. And I did not love wearing these clothes. And it's one of those things that it's something that I realized really early on in life, was that what I wore affected how I felt. And so this is something that often people don't really realize, or may think it doesn't really matter what I wear, because they don't realize it's actually affecting how they're feeling. But maybe because I was wearing a lot of hand-me-downs as a youngster, that I was more conscious. And maybe because I was an introvert, I was more conscious as well. I don't know. But it was one of those things, it made me feel like, because no money was spent on buying me, girls' clothes, let alone the boys' clothes, that were my brother's, that it was like I had no value, that I wasn't worth spending any money on. And this is something that meant for many, many years, I found it really hard to actually buy anything at full price. So I think about, like, it took me some time to realize that there was actually a correlation between the fact that I was brought up with the hand-me-down clothes to then thinking that there was nothing of, that I would have no money spent on me, or I couldn't spend full price on me, that I wasn't worth it. So this is where it's a really interesting thing. It's something you might want to think about in your own life, in your own approach to style. I was talking to an image consultant friend of mine who also grew up wearing a lot of hand-me-downs. And it's quite funny because I don't know, you may have seen it, I have a Picasso top. Don't wear it too often, but I do have this beautiful silk Picasso top. And she loves it so much. And she said, I will never ever wear secondhand clothes again, because I was brought up wearing them and I just can't do it. But she said, but that would be the one exception. She wants me to give it to her. And maybe one day I will, but it is something that, for her too, it's how she felt, that wearing secondhand or wearing hand-me-downs affected how she felt about herself and her own worth and her own value. So this is where it's, something that you might want to think about, that if you struggle to spend money on yourself, if you, only ever buy on sale, if you have some of these sorts of kind of behaviors that may strike from something that has happened in your life, it is worthwhile sometimes thinking about it and saying, is that still relevant to me today and my style? And is that sort of feeling holding me back? That if you feel that you have no value, then spending any money or time or effort on your style, is that a waste? Is that something you should or shouldn't be doing? Because I think this is where it's a really important thing to think about, because it really does, those kind of early messages and early values and things really impact how we feel about ourselves and our style. And I also remember I got this pair of navy blue shorts that were handed to my mother from somebody else. I don't know where they came from. And they were from disgusting 1970s sort of synthetic fibers. So they weren't nice to feel either. But the thing I hated about them the most was the fact that they had these red and white pockets on the front of this navy blue shorts, so they really stood out, and the pocket shape was that of the back pocket of a pair of jeans. And so I didn't want to wear them because I thought people will think I don't know how to get dressed, and I put my pants on backwards or my shorts on backwards because what appears to be back pockets are on the front. And so that also made me really aware that I was affected by what I was being forced to wear. Because I didn't have any other clothes, I did have to wear them. But it is one of those things that it made me really aware at the age of 10 and younger that what I wore influenced how I felt about myself. Then when I wore those shorts, I didn't want to go out, I didn't want to see people, I didn't want to do things. So it affected how I lived my life. It affected that I didn't want to interact with people. They didn't give me the courage to do the things I would have loved to do. Instead, they made me hold back, stay in the shadows, and not want to do things. And so, even as adults, we may think, I can get over all that sort of stuff. But those messages we have, those things we were thinking about when we were young, can still be influencing what we are thinking today. And our style really does affect how we feel. And for most people, and this is where I get so much feedback from my wonderful program members who tell me that fixing their style or improving their style has really made a difference to how they approach their entire life. That it really has a whole life impact and a really positive impact when they take charge, when they get the style education, when they get to know what works for them. It really has a wonderful whole life, positive impact. And I know that, when I think back to my childhood compared to now, what a difference finding my own style has made for me. And I know that this is something that, many other people have experienced as well. And this is why I offer my online style programs, because I know what a positive impact they can have on helping you find your style, improve your style, get the style education, be empowered, and have that confidence that you want to feel every single day. So I'd love to have you inside my programs. I've got tiny little programs like Visualize Your Style, which is a great starting point at $27. I've got my 1 month Evolve Your Style program, which you can see people take their style and improve it in leaps and bounds in just a month. That's $47. Or I've got my big program, 7 Steps to Style, which gives you the full style education, and that's $4.97. So I've got different options for different people with different budgets, but they will all help you and lead you in a intelligent, guided way to start improving your style today. So thanks so much for watching, and I will chat to you again soon. Bye for now.